Thank you, Mr. Williams. Pleasant good afternoon to all listening to this broadcast by whatever means. At a meeting with the event promoters and entertainers on November 7th, the Commissioner of Police and the National COVID-19 Task Force engaged in a healthy exchange of views on the issue of hosting public events, especially those that attracts large crowds. The CMO explained the risks of exposure to the virus now that our borders are reopened, and the need for authorities to carefully manage large crowds in public spaces. The current emergency powers regulation restricts all social activities and requires organizers to first seek permission in writing from the Commissioner of Police. As a precaution, therefore, and until we are comfortable that all the entry and quarantine protocols are satisfactorily in place and all the gaps are filled, permission for events over the next 30 days will be very limited. We continue to urge residents to be conscious of your own health and adhere to all the protocols. These are social and physical distancing, wearing of face masks in public spaces, and good hand hygiene and sanitization practices. Speaking of being conscious of your health, over the last weekend, a resident visited a high-risk traveler who is quarantined at one of our designated quarantine sites, and despite being warned by the security personnel on duty, the young lady came in close contact with the person who is in quarantine. Out of an abundance of caution, the CMO, who is the quarantine authority, directed that the young lady be quarantined in the interests of public health. She is now at another designated quarantine site for 14 days at her own expense. Regulation 14 of the Emergency Powers Regulation provides no person shall visit or be permitted to visit any place of quarantine or isolation station. Properties where persons are in quarantine or vacationing in place have separate areas demarcated for such persons. All other unauthorized persons are prohibited from accessing these areas. Hotel security and compliance and quarantine officers are on duty at these locations to enforce the restrictions. We ask for the full cooperation of the public when using these facilities. Remember, the restrictions are in place to protect you, and so we ask that you protect yourself by not violating the restrictions and comply with whatever directions the quarantine officers or compliance officers may give you. Thank you.